What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU, and today we're back with more major X-Men news. Now, at this point in time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it really does seem like Kevin Feige and the people over at Marvel Studios have cast some pretty big names to play some pretty big X-Men characters already. And if we are going to get some sort of a X-Men/mutant announcement at Disney's D23 event coming up in just about a month now, it would make sense that we already have a cast, or at least some of the cast and the lead actors for an X-Men movie. And we get more and more evidence each week that points to the fact that Marvel has already cast some X-Men characters. And today we have even more evidence, as Giancarlo Esposito has come out and publicly stated that he has spoken to Marvel Studios. He has had talks with them about playing a character in the MCU, and he actually goes on to address the rumors of everybody fan casting him as people like Doctor Doom, Magneto, and even Professor X, and he even says that he would love to play Professor X. Check out the clip here.
There's the talk of Magneto. There's the talk of Dr. Freeze.
Oh my.
There has been talk of, who else are they talking about over there?
Dr.
Doom.
Victor Von Doom.
Doom.
Yeah.
And there is Professor X.
Don't do this to us. Pick one.
Pick one. I'm going to go for something that is a little bit different.
Ooh.
I'm going to go and put it out in the universe that it is Professor X.
This clip was posted by Countdown City Geeks on TikTok, so props to them, awesome video. And what's really interesting about this video is that Giancarlo Esposito seems to be kind of going against how everybody else at Marvel is. It's obviously very known that Marvel is very private and very secretive, and they have really tight security. And typically the actors who meet with Marvel Studios don't really say much. But this is actually refreshing and pretty awesome because Giancarlo Esposito says that he has met with Marvel Studios. In the beginning, he talks about meeting with Marvel. He says, I have met with Marvel. They've had some conversations. He talks about some other stuff real quick, and then he comes back to kind of address all of the fan castings that the fans have put out there. And here's the thing. I actually think that he could be playing one of these roles that he's kind of joking about. With the exception of Dr. Freeze. I find that very funny. He says Dr. Freeze, and I'm assuming he means Mr. Freeze, which is also really funny because that's DC. Now, maybe he's been talking to Warner Brothers and DC Studios about playing Mr. Freeze for the DC universe, and I don't think that he has a problem distinguishing between DC and Marvel. I think right here he's just simply saying all of the things that people have fan cast him as. He's a really, really smart guy, so I doubt he's mixing up franchises here. I think he's simply listing all of these fan castings and potential roles. Now, of course, the other real ones that could happen in the MCU are, as he mentions, Magneto, Doctor Doom, and Professor X. And quite honestly, he could play any of these roles and pretty much crush it, I think. Now, we have fan art of him in all of these different roles and all of these different characters. And each role, he looks pretty dang good, like he fits the part. But let's talk about what we could realistically expect. One, let's confirm he has met with Marvel Studios. He states that, and I'm assuming there's a good chance that it is for an X-Men character. Recently, it has been revealed that Marvel Studios has been meeting with actors about X-Men roles. Taron Egerton even confirmed that he met with Marvel Studios 4 years ago to talk about playing Cyclops. He confirmed this on the Sirius XM show Sway in the Morning, and big shout out to Sway for sending me that. So it looks like Marvel has been looking out for who they want to play certain members of the X-Men for a very long time. And it looks like they are eyeing Giancarlo Esposito as well. Now, Marvel Studios has a tendency to meet with actors many times about many different roles until they find that perfect role. Many of you know that this is what happened with Jake Gyllenhaal. Marvel Studios met with him many times about a bunch of different roles until they finally found Mysterio and went, that's it. That's the role, that's who you're gonna play. But the reason that I think Giancarlo Esposito is going to be playing an X-Men is one, well, because he wants to. And two is because, well, there are now a ton of different new characters coming in the form of X-Men, mutants. We're gonna get a ton of mutants in the MCU, not just 4 or 5. Heck, we already have one, Kamala Khan, and Namor is coming in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And since he does have the wings on his feet, it does look like they are going to keep his half-mutant origin as well. So I truly do think we are about to see a lot of different mutants in the MCU and the actual X-Men team, which I think could have already been cast. And like I said, I think Giancarlo Esposito is going to be playing one of these 3 characters, Professor X, Magneto, or Doctor Doom. And if he is playing Doctor Doom, we could even see him as early on as Wakanda Forever, possibly in a post-credit scene. We'll talk more about this in just a bit, but first, thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Many of you have probably heard me talk about Manscaped before. Big fan of their products and the confidence that comes with being properly groomed. You seem to have a better aura, better vibe. You just kind of carry yourself better. Manscaped has always been the leader in below the waist grooming, but now with the Platinum Package 4.0, you can trust Manscaped with a lot more. In the Platinum Package 4.0, you'll find your normal awesome Manscaped products, like the Lawnmower 4.0 body trimmer and the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer, featuring the proprietary advanced skin-safe technology so where you don't nick your skin, both of which are also waterproof. You also get the Crop Preserver anti-chafing ball deodorant, the Crop Reviver ball spray toner, and they even throw in 2 free gifts, anti-chafing boxers and the Shed travel bag. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code COSMIC at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code COSMIC to get all you need to unlock your big groomed energy. Now, as far as the post-credit scene for Black Panther Wakanda Forever goes, there's a big rumor going around right now that we could see Doctor Doom. Keep in mind, this is not confirmed in any way, shape, or form. However, I do think it makes sense if you follow the Doom War storyline. And I've been talking about this, I think, for over 2 years now. The fact that Doctor Doom would want vibranium from Wakanda, or perhaps in the ocean where Atlantis is. Now, Doctor Doom is a genius, so perhaps he knows that he's never going to be able to get vibranium from the ocean as long as the Atlanteans and Namor are there. We do see a few scenes in Black Panther Wakanda Forever where some soldiers kind of board some boats and ships. These could be Doctor Doom's men, or the people on the ships could be Doctor Doom's people, and the people boarding them are trying to shut him down. So Doctor Doom kind of pitting Wakanda and Atlantis against each other so they can both kind of be in peril, and perhaps both of their cities kind of destroyed, would be the perfect opportunity for him to come in and take some vibranium for himself. So if Giancarlo Esposito is playing Doctor Doom, then we could be seeing him in November. And I actually think Doom might be the role we do actually see him in. Now, I would love to see him play Professor X, but I still do believe that he has to follow some of Marvel's rules. And remember, Marvel really kind of tells you what to say and what you can't say, which is why I think him saying that he wants to play Professor X could be a big intentional misdirect. He's already met with Marvel Studios, so the fact that he's saying, I want to play Professor X is awesome, but is kind of sketchy. He a little sus. If he was in talks to play Professor X, I doubt he would be able to say that. But at the same time, he mentioned a bunch of other roles as well, so perhaps he feels like he's being vague enough about it that it's okay. But I think that just his demeanor, the way that he presents himself and carries himself, is very Doctor Doom, which is why I think he would be best fit for that. However, he would make a great Magneto as well. He'd make a great Professor X too, but I think that's kind of a misdirect like I mentioned before. However, going back to him probably playing Doom, if he's already met with Marvel Studios, Doom is going to be coming before the X-Men come. And we're not really sure when they are going to introduce Magneto in the MCU. Even if they introduce mutants and have a whole X-Men movie, that doesn't necessarily confirm Magneto is going to be the villain of that movie. Now, if they do Origins, I would hope they would do Magneto. But also, if they are going to do somewhat Origins, the characters might be younger than we're used to. It might kind of be like X-Men First Class. So they'd probably want an actor younger than Giancarlo to play those roles. So I think Doom is very well suited for him, especially if we consider the timeline of when Doom should appear compared to the X-Men. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Who do you think he should play in the MCU? Let me know down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more awesome Marvel content. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.